10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yuumi! The pain is here, guys. Yuumi is here. We are gonna buy her, and I'm gonna explain to you guys how to play this champion. Ooh. Anyways, guys, this champion is gonna be one of the most broken supports. It's gonna be Lulu on steroids, and we are gonna hop right into the practice mode where I'm gonna explain you guys how to play this champion. Gonna start with the abilities, then gonna show you some of the gameplay, and then we're gonna talk about the item build. But if you guys want to see the gameplay, I've already uploaded a video about Yuumi. I also explained the abilities there, but I'm gonna explain it again for this guide, where I'm gonna cover all the tips and tricks that you guys need to know about Yuumi, what abilities you should max, etc. But yeah, Yuumi is very, very strong champion. Her kit is loaded. So let's get going. Right from the get-go, you guys can see that you immediately start with the second ability. That's good to know. So let's get started. We're gonna start with the passive. As you guys can see here, you can see that the star is shining. That means she has the passive, and the passive is that your next auto attack is gonna be enhanced and does bonus damage, and on top of that you're getting some mana back, plus you're getting a shield. Boom. As you guys can see, you see the yellow bar. This is your passive time. So as you guys can see, the passive is loading again, and then the star is gonna shine up. See? Is this a star? I guess the star on top of her is gonna start shining, and that's how you know that she has the passive again. Boom. And the passive management is actually really important in the laning phase, because the passive, the shield, can be granted onto your allies when you use the second ability onto them. So, let's see. Oh, I can't spell an ally here. Can I? Ally dummy. Never mind, can't. So, I have a shield here. I can jump onto him, and he's gonna get the shield. This is very, very important to know in the early game. Anyways, the first ability is her long range poke. As you guys can see here. Wait, I have 0 cooldown. That's okay. Now 0 cooldown. Boom. And the longer this one is in the air, the more damage it's gonna do. And you can redirect it. With the cursor, you can direct it. Boom, boom. And if you're onto someone, you can redirect it longer. And it will do more damage after 1 second being in the air. Boom. See? With the cursor, you can redirect it. But if you are not... Wait. Yeah, if you're on them, you can redirect them longer. But if you're not on them, you can just poke like this. Straight up. And in combination with Airy, this is going to be great poking ability in the laning phase. Anyways, so first ability, a long range poking ability. After 1 second in air, it does bonus damage. While attached, you can change the trajectory of the missile much more easier. Or in general, you can see the difference between just using it like this. You can barely control it, but if you're here, you can just control it super freely. The second ability, the passive, is that the anchor, the person you use the second ability on, for example this dummy, he's gonna get bonus attack or AP damage, and Yuumi herself is getting adaptive force. And now the active is the really important part. I'm gonna put a few more dummies here, so you guys can see it. So you can use it to attach yourself onto them, and the cooldown is very low, that can jump back and forth. And what's also really cool is about this ability is... Wait a second. Oops. Ally dummy, that you can jump between walls as well. So in teamfights you can kite super well by jumping onto your teammates. I have 0 cooldown, but I mean the cooldown is pretty low. Like even without the 0 cooldown, as you guys can see, the cooldown is super low. So let's say, wait, I have an idea. How your gap closing abilities are crazy, by the way, in a team fight. Let's just say you wanna join a team fight. What you can do is, I'm gonna put another allied dummy here. Let's say you guys are here and your tanks are in the front, and you wanna do some engaging shenanigans with the ultimate later on. So you can jump, boom, 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 and then you can use the ultimate, for example. But anyways, the third ability heals Yuumi and gives her movement speed, and on top of that, she gets attack speed. But if you are on an ally, those effects are gonna be granted to your allies. So they are getting movement speed, they are getting attack speed, and they're getting healed. So this ability is very, very awesome. The ultimate is a long-range ultimate poke. She throws 7 waves, and if the opponent gets hit by that wave 3 times, they're gonna get rooted. 5, 6, 7, boom. And obviously it does AoE damage, so this one can be really, really strong in team fights. Bum, 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 and they're getting rooted. And you can keep moving while you're using the ultimate. On an ally, you can also use this, by the way. Boom. But that's basically it about the abilities. The thing is, what makes her so great is that she has long-range poke in the laning phase. She has shielding. She can give that shielding to your allies. She gives your allies bonus attack damage or AP. She has shield. She has healing. She has movement speed buff. She has attack speed. She has an ultimate that does AoE damage and that can root people. So, and on top of that, while she is in the second ability, she can't get targeted. Except for turrets, for example, but besides that, she can't get targeted during the second ability. One thing that you guys need to be careful of when you're using Yuumi in the early game is your ADC is kinda alone because she is not that strong in the early game. And the longer the game goes, and the more points you put into the third ability, the stronger she's gonna become. So you wanna max the third ability, because as you guys can see, you're getting from 30% attack speed to 45% attack speed. The heal is getting increased as well, and the cooldown is getting lowered. And then it's really up to you if you guys want to go for the first ability or the second ability. First ability does percentage current health magic damage. But I would definitely go for the second ability second, because it increases the AD bonus, like AD, AP, and the bonus AP and AD ratios are getting buffed for Yuumi herself and for the allies. Because she's getting adaptive force when she is anchored, and your allies are also getting attack damage. So this one is very, very good. As you guys can see, 12 AD in the late game, bonus AD ratio 21%, AP 24%, and bonus AP ratio 21%. So in the early game, what you guys definitely want to do is use the passive correctly, get the shield, and then jump immediately onto your ally. And then after the shield is down, go out of your form. Okay, let's try to show it maybe. Let's say enemy dummy, enemy dummy. Those are the enemy bot lane, by the way. And this is your lovely ally. So you want to poke them down, you want to try to poke with the passive and then jump immediately onto them. And then once the shield is gone, you want to get out and try to poke with the first ability. Or while you're on them, you try to poke them down and proc the area. And remember, you want to get out again. You are very, very squishy, so you need to position yourself carefully. So you try to stick near your ally. Like, you can see the range, so try to stay within that range. Try to hit the opponent, get the passive, and then quickly jump back. And then use the first ability. This is basically your trading combo in the early game that you always want to apply. And then obviously you can use the third ability whenever you want to boost your ADC, to boost your ally, because it gives attack speed, movement speed, and healing. So you want to time that up whenever the ADC tries to trade on top of that, because when the ADC tries to trade, you activate that ability, or when she takes damage during a trade, you activate that ability to give those bonus effects onto her and to make the trade better. But definitely, Yuumi is more like a super powerhouse in in the mid and late game to boost your ADC for 1v1 and hyper carry. And the ultimate is obviously super good in teamfights as well. So you can just jump onto someone, use the ultimate, and they can't cancel you. They literally can target you to cancel. And another tip is on Yuumi. With the second ability, Global Ultimates, she can follow Pantheon Ultimate, Galio Ultimate, Twisted Fate Ultimate. So if you're anchored onto one of those Global Ultimate champions, you can just follow them. Or you can follow engages as well, like Jax, Shyvana. If you want to boost the Shyvana who's jumping in with the ultimate. And then, while she's jumping in, you can activate the third ability and the ultimate on top of them. So she can be anchored onto a lot of engaging champions, or you anchor yourself onto hyper carries like Vayne, Jinx, or hyper bruisers like Jax, for example. So it's really up to you who you want to anchor to, and obviously, whenever you get the shield, you can just boom, jump, and then you can jump back and forth between your allies. So Yuumi's utility when it comes to not being targeted is insane, and therefore you can decide whether or not you guys want flash or just go for two summoner spells that aren't flash. But anyways, let's go for the item build. Boom. Okay, Yuumi's item build. This is almost correct already. There are two paths that you can go on Yuumi. One is you wanna go for the Archangel when you think okay, I have mana issues, or you can go for the Athene's Unholy Grail, or you can even go for both. So it's really up to you if you guys want to play stacking. If you guys want to stack and get that ability haste, get that mana, and get that ability power, then this one can be really, really good. So you start with a tier, then you get Ardent Sensor. So you want to get this in the early game so you can stack it, and then later on, after you have like two support items, you are gonna finish this one into the Archangel staff. So afterwards, you get like those two items are definitely core no matter what. These two items are insane on Yuumi just because of the passive value. So what do you want on an enchanter? You want HP, you want ability power, you want ability haste, and you want some nice effects on top of that. And in this case, you're getting HP, ability power, ability haste, all of those stats that Yuumi need. You get some extra movement speed, and whenever you heal or shield an allied champion, they are getting even more attack speed and bonus magical damage. So this item is perfect for Yuumi's third ability and even for her passive when she jumps onto someone. So you can jump onto someone after using an auto attack, and then the shield will trigger the Ardent Sensor, and then later you can use the third ability, which gives attack speed already, and this is gonna give her your ally is getting so much attack speed from Ardent Sensor and the third ability combined. So this item is the perfect item for Yuumi, and it's a must-have, no discussion. You need to get this item no matter what. Same applies for Staff of Flowing Water. This item is also amazing. It gives you ability power. It gives you mana. Yuumi kinda mana hungry. That's why a lot of people want to go for the Archangel or for the Athenes. The passive, healing or shielding an ally. Healing or shielding. Yuumi has both. Yuumi has both. She is loaded. Her kit is loaded. An ally grants you both 20 ability haste and extra ability power. This is so amazing for Yuumi and the ally. And then afterwards, I would probably finish the Archangel Staff. I think by this time, once you have those two items, might as well finish this item. And then you're getting Harmonic Echo next. It's gonna give you ability power, mana, and ability haste, perfect stats for Yuumi. And on top of that, moving and casting abilities builds harmony. At 100 harmony, your next healing or shielding ability, again, Yuumi's passive and Yuumi's third ability are both triggering this whenever you want to. Restores HP and scales with your AP, and up to 3 nearby allied champions. And then for the late game last item, Rabadon's Death Cap. This is gonna boost Yuumi's damage and the stats that she can provide to her allies. And remember, her ultimate does a lot of damage and roots the people. So this is the max damage utility based item build on Yuumi. And for the boots, I'm running cooldown reduction boots plus redemption. You could also use stats. I mean, you don't really need stats. You could also use Locket Enchant for extra shielding power. And redemption gives healing, does damage, and gives vision if needed. So utility based this is really amazing. And the other option that I wanted to talk about is where you don't go for the Archangel and you go for a Fiend's Unholy Grail like this. Maybe third spot or maybe fourth spot, depending if you guys feel you need the mana, you can go for this. So this item gives you ability power, magic resistance, and ability haste. Stores 35% of premeditation damage dealt to champions as blood, capped at 110 to 250. Healing or shielding an ally consumes blood to heal them for an equal value. So after you use an ultimate, you're dealing tons of damage. You're storing the damage into a healing. Yeah, basically, the more damage you do, the more you can store up. And when you use a healing or shielding ability, you will also heal your allies. This is for the item build, but I would say the most consistent or the one I would go for is probably this one. But remember, build Archangel once you have the full stacks. Before that, definitely get Ardent Sensor and Staff of Flowing Water first, and then if you guys have enough stacks, then you can go for this one. If you guys are struggling with stacks, you're not full yet, you can go for Harmonic Echo and then go for this. It's really up to you and how quickly you can stack up the tier. For the runes, I think Airy is an amazing rune for Yuumi just for the poking damage, and it works really well with the first ability and with the ultimate. So in the early game, this is gonna increase the poking power of Yuumi. Gathering Storm, she is kinda weak in the early game, so getting this makes her mid and late game even stronger. So she's a champion that wants to scale. So just play and go for the scaling. Then I would go Second Wind, actually. You have two options, Loyalty for the extra armor and magic resistance for yourself and for your ally, or you go for Second Wind. Um, Gain health every 5 seconds. This is really good for the early game to help her out when she takes damage, since Yuumi is kind of weak in the early game and she's kind of squishy. And now in the bottom row, you could go Sweet Tooth for extra gold. You could go Pack Hunter for extra movement speed, which you honestly don't need as Yuumi, since you are anchored onto your allies, or Mana Flow Band, since you probably will struggle with mana. I think Mana Flow Band is the go-to. And now the question is, what do you go for your summoner spells? Wait, let me move the webcam, I guess. Do you need flash is the question when you have the second ability where you're always anchored onto your allies? Probably not. So what do you go then? You have 3 options. You could go Exhaust Heal and your ADC goes Barrier. You could go more aggressive where you get Ignite on top of that. Or you get Heal and Ignite. I think those 3 options are all very good depending on what your ADC is gonna go. But if your ADC goes for Heal, For example, you can just go exhaust and ignite. So you have more aggressive power, both with exhaust and ignite. And exhaust is also an amazing spell for peeling. Since Yuumi is just an enchanter with not great peeling, the only peeling she has is the ultimate. But besides that, you're always anchored onto your ally. So using exhaust is actually probably one of the best summoners on her. And then it's up to you if you guys want ignite or heal. But yeah, that's complete for the items, runes, and spells. I'll probably try to play her later on. Definitely check out the gameplay. I already uploaded the Yuumi gameplay last week, so definitely check this one out. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think we covered most things you guys need to know about Yuumi. She's a pretty straightforward to play champion, super easy to play. Just stay on, like, passive management is important and jumping around to give shield. But basically, press third ability, and in the mid and late game, your carry is just gonna 1 vs 9 and use the ultimate correctly to hit a lot of targets and try to root them. But that's gonna be it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Wait a second. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I see you next time. Bye bye.